Hey, what's going on everybody? It is Slash687 here, back at it again with another PC build guide video for you today. What I have here today is a $400 gaming PC build. So let's get right into it. Starting off with the CPU, I have an AMD FX 6300. It is a 3.5 GHz 6-core AMD CPU. It's under $100 now, and for the money, it is very good. Like I said, it's a 6-core CPU, so you're gonna be very good for multitasking. It can handle gaming. It does not have the best single core performance nowadays. It is getting up there in age, but it will be good enough for a build like this. It will be able to power our GPU just fine. It's gonna pair up very well, and overall, for less than $100 right now, this is a very good entry-level CPU for a build like this. Next up for the motherboard, I have the Gigabyte GA78 LMT Micro ATX AM3 Plus motherboard. Try saying that one 5 times fast. Actually, don't do it, just keep listening. So it has USB 3.0 for the headers, very good. You always want USB 3. It's so much faster than 2, so much easier for transferring files from your phone and flash drives and stuff like that. I can't take USB 2.0, it's just too slow. You gotta have USB 3, or else your life as a student especially is gonna be very, very hard transferring files. So it's gonna be good. You have a lot of space for RAM. We're gonna have something like 32 gigabytes max RAM. It does not have crossfire support though, which is a shame, but overall, for only $59 before rebate, it goes down to $49 after rebate. You have a very solid motherboard, and it's going to be able to hold all our parts, and it's going to be able to do the job. So I definitely recommend this for only $49. Next up for the memory, I have the G.Skill NS Series 8GB kit. It comes in two 4GB sticks, and it's DDR3 clocked at 1333 megahertz. It's pretty much just the cheapest DDR3 I could find that comes in two 4GB sticks. It's $30. It's made by G.Skill. They have pretty good RAM, pretty reputable brand right there. It's only clocked at 1333 megahertz, but that's no big deal. It's still gonna do the job. It's still gonna work fine in this build, even though it's not 1600 megahertz, which does seem to be the standard as far as DDR3 goes, but it's gonna do just fine. And for only $30 for 8 gigabytes, RAM is just so cheap nowadays. You gotta go for the G.Skill's 8GB kit. Coming up next is the storage. I went with a Seagate Barracuda 1TB 7200 RPM internal hard drive. I have this thing in pretty much all my builds. It's only $46. It's the cheapest 1TB hard drive you can get, and it's made by Seagate. They have very good hard drives, very reputable brand right there, and 7200 RPM is pretty much the standard for hard drives, so as far as speeds go, you're going to be a-okay right there. So for only $46, it's probably the best 1TB hard drive out right now. Next up, the most important part of a gaming PC, I have the video card. I went with an Asus Radeon R7 372GB video card. It's a very close competitor to the GTX 950 if you're familiar with that card. It's only $120. It's not 4 gigabytes of VRAM model, it's 2 gigabytes only. So, I mean, for a card like this though, kinda on the low end spectrum, 4 gigabytes of VRAM is not really that important. 2 gigabytes is just fine for a lower end card like this. Like I said, it will trade blows with the GTX 950, so as far as performance goes, it's gonna be alright for the mid-range to low-end 1080p gaming area as far as AAA games go, but for games like Counter-Strike and for anything like League of Legends or something like that, World of Warcraft, you're gonna be fine playing those games on high or even ultra settings at 1080p. So for only $120, it's a very good budget graphics card, and it fits this price range very well. Next up for the case, I strayed away from the usual option, and I decided to go with a Rosewill Galaxy 02 ATX mid-tower case. Mostly because of the fact it does have front panel USB 3.0 headers, which our motherboard does utilize, so it's gonna work well for that. It is kind of flashy, you know, I'm usually not into that, but it does have that LED jazz going on. It looks kind of futuristic. It has some red going down it, but I guess that does fit with the AMD theme, so I guess a red case is suitable, even though it does have a blue LED in it, so I don't know what that's all about. But for only $30, it's gonna do the job, and it has very good reviews, so we're gonna go with this case for the build. Lastly, the power supply. I went with an EVGA EVGA 500 watt 80 plus certified ATX power supply for only $35. This is a very good power supply. It has 500 watts. This is gonna be plenty to power this build of ours. It's 80 plus certified, that's right. Not 80 plus bronze, not 80 plus silver, not 80 plus gold, just straight up 80 plus certified. So I guess it's efficient. I don't know, but for $35, 500 watts, EVJ, very good brand for power supplies. It will fit this build a-okay. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you're new, be sure to subscribe, and if you're old, be sure to like and comment. Or if you're new, you can still like and comment. I won't hold that against you. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll see you all later. Have a great night. Peace.